What's up, it's your boy Omega SMG coming at you with a new video this time. Serum sound design, I got y'all covered on that. This one is going to be making like an OVO Drake style pad. Well, more like the Weeknd style. It's a really simple sound though, not much to it. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to start off with the sub oscillator actually. We're just going to have our sub oscillator at a higher octave, funny enough, just sine wave. Nice and pretty. Now we're going to go over to this. We're going to go into our basic Moog. I mean, not Moog. Actually, yeah, let's go with this. I like to go with the Mini because it's default saw wave. And it gives it a nice and analog sound. So now with this, we're going to bump this up to 8 voices and have that detuning bit lower. I'm going to drop down to 0.8. Nice and simple right now. So I'm going to turn up the polyphony all the way to 32 so that I can play those really lush chords. It's not necessary, mostly because I like to stick with fairly, like, biggest thing I'll do is sevenths, especially in this situation. So I'm going to pull up the attack to about a second. Have 0 decay whatsoever, maxed out sustain, and I'm going to pull the release up to, yeah, right there. Boom, we got ourselves a sound right now. So let's keep on going with this. So now we're going to open up our noise oscillator and make it pink noise. No white noise here. And we're going to turn down the level really low. We want it to be really quiet, but a bit higher. Because, Party Next Door, he was talking about it in an interview, I think, and he said that the secret to a lot of his sounds is white noise, and Party Next Door produces for Drake a decent amount, so we got ourselves something right there. So I'll pull up white noise a bit more. Now we're going to go into basic Mini again, and we're going to pull up a square wave. I'm just trying to decide. Yeah, this sounds more like a square wave. Okay, so now we're going to bump this up 7 semitones. I know what you're thinking. This sounds like garbage right now, and I'd agree with you. However, the secret comes in a modulation. Actually, we're just going to put a filter on it. Moog, low 24. I'm going to have a fairly low cutoff. Put everything through it. No exceptions. Going to have some drive to it, because that'll add some. It'll add some nice energy to it. Okay. Nice and gentle pad. Not much to it. I'm going to add some more drive to it. Bit of resonance. Let's try lowering the cutoff. Okay, no, that's a bit too low. Yeah, nice and gentle sound. I'm going to add some effects to it, so I'll make sure I'll draw stuff in. dun. Okay, this probably won't be in scale, so I'll make it a major and stretch it out. Sorry for drawing this out. I just like to be able to hear what I'm doing before I start adding effects to it. Hearing how it sounds. Okay, I'm going to lower the BPM by a significant amount. Okay, yeah, got ourselves a nice sound. I'm going to try changing it to the Moog, because we all know that Drake likes his Moogs. Party Next Door does. I'm going to mute everything else so I can just hear it. Yeah, that sounds sosh enough to me. Pull that back to a Moog. Okay. Now time to start adding effects to it. 1 second, I'm going to go in OBS and lower the volume of the background sound. So, first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to add either a flanger, phaser, or chorus on it. Let's try chorus. I like this sound a lot. I'll pull it up in OBS because it makes it sound more like an organ. So. Yeah, to me it sounds like an organ, so I'm going to keep it as chorus. I'll pop that up to the top. I'll add some distortion. Let's see what tube distortion sounds like. So, I'm going to mute myself. Okay, we added some distortion. It's not heavy distortion, but it adds some nice harmonics to it. I'll bring that up. Let's see what it sounds like if it's before the chorus. Okay, so now I'm going to add nice reverb to it. Normally I would say just go with a different reverb. However, I like Serum's reverb a lot. So for, like, if we're making a more ambient track like the Weeknd or Drake or Party Next Door, what we want some big reverb. Normally I'd say go with Hall, but I like Serum's plate reverb a lot more. I'll bump up the wet a lot. So. You don't need a pre-delay. Okay. Ah, dang it. Okay, so I should probably explain the main purpose behind a pre-delay and a reverb. So whenever you have a pre-delay and a reverb, it's normally for when you're using drums or vocals and you don't want the reverb to take away from the punch of your drums or something. So, in fact, I'll pull up a wrong one. Yeah, I'll pull up. Wait, no, the Party Next Door drums I have are much better for this. Uh, yeah, snare. So 808 snare. Let's take this for example, right? So, of course. It's not super punchy in the first place. However, if we add a bunch of reverb to it, let's hope that this doesn't crash it. Having a high mix level will make it then it's normally just made so that it's a separate thing. So for this pad, I don't want a pre-delay just because like it doesn't have any punch. It doesn't need punch. So no point in having pre-delay. I'm going to cut out a lot of low end in the reverb and just let the highs shine through. However, I'm not going to have a lot of highs either. I'll make sure I have the damp pulled up a bit and the width pulled all the way up. Okay, so let's keep on adding to it. I'm going to add an EQ. Actually, I don't like Serum's EQ. It's not bad, but it's not good either. I'm going to add another filter to it with some more drive. Try pulling up the fat. No, resonance maybe? Nah, I'm not even going to do that. Okay. Got that going. Now I'm going to make it sound even more Drake-ish with D-Blue Crusher. D-Blue Crusher is, it's pretty much Decimort for poor people. Okay, this sound doesn't have much high end, so that means we can pull up the sample rate a lot. So pretty much this is just making it so that there's less to take from. It's making the sound low resolution. Drake does this a lot. Party Next Door does too. Okay, this is what it sounds like now. See, it makes it sound like it has a lot less highs. It's a personal preference. You can do whatever you want. But we do know that Noah Shabib 40 does do that a lot. So you can use that. I'm going to... I'm going to toss another reverb on it. I'm going to... I'm not sure it needs more reverb. I don't know. I'll just toss... no, not even a compressor is really needed. I'll toss another EQ on it so I can tighten up the mids and everything. So I'll mute myself and let you guys listen to what I'm doing. Okay, so let me explain what I just did. So if you're going to be mixing in 808, I'll pull up. Yeah, this is a nice and easy one. This one right here is just pretty much an 808, like an actual 808. So let's go ahead and say I was going to mix an 808. I mean, not mixing an 808. I completely forgot. Oh yeah, mixing an 808. So most of your bass is going to be in the low end, and if you have a lot of low end in another sound, then you'll have a big clash between the two sounds. So it's a problem in 21 Savage's bank account. He didn't cut the bass out of the sample he used, and the 808 clashes with it. Which, if you like that sound, then go for it. However, I don't really like it. Most people don't, so I don't do that. So, most of the time, what people do so that they can mix multiple bass elements is they'll have one be in mono, and they'll have one be in stereo. Which I cut out a lot of the high end, which has most of the stereo. However, I took the bass out of the mono, so that would be a problem. So let's pop drums on it. Yeah, this is a very Drake-ish thing to do. Have your snares go a bit, then have snap at the end, and just cut out everything after that snap. Like this. Yeah. So that is how you make a Party Next Door EXO Drake sounding pad in Serum. If I was gonna, in fact, I'll go ahead and do that real fast. I'll put an LFO on. I'll put a slow LFO, I should say, on the filter cutoff. Very, very light LFO as well. I'll pull it up to 8 so that you can do it on 8. Make it non-sync to the BPM. I'll have it at 1 hertz and see how it sounds. Boom. Got yourself nice pad. I'll have this preset in the description, as I'm going to start doing on this channel now. Smash that like button if you enjoyed the video. If you're not subbed yet, please do, unless you hate my channel, which if you hate my channel, tell me in the description so I know what to fix. This has been Omega SMG signing off.